Welcome to HITea with Grace, where we spill the tea on HIT. I'm thrilled to be here in sunny Las Vegas at the Health Conference, interviewing the industry's greatest leaders in health information technology. So tell me, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Stephanie Quinn. I'm the Senior Vice President of External Affairs and Practice Experience. I'm with the American Academy of Family Physicians. We're a professional society. We represent about 130,000 family physicians and medical students across the country. So this is very exciting just to hear kind of what's popping in health technology and things that our members may be facing.
Such a critical population. I'm just so thrilled that you're here and that we get to learn from you. So I've been asking leaders, what is the most underrated challenge in healthcare right now?
I mean, I think underrated is, I think everyone's aware of the challenge, but no one's really fully cracked the nut in terms of just the amount of data and how it's being managed, how it's flowing, who owns it. Is it a push? Is it a pull? And our members are really kind of at the epicenter of care delivery, and they have a very great need to ingest and share data and find that it's actionable. And so I think one of the near-term challenges with all these technologies is how do they work together to actually drive toward that.
Do you find that a lot of your members are talking about this data challenge and wanting to use AI but not having the data that's clean enough to be able to do so?
Yes. So there are a couple of things. I think we see a high enthusiasm from our members to engage with these technologies and maybe a lower level of confidence in, is this the right one for me? Do I have the skills? Is my health system allowing this to layer in? Which one do I pick? I mean, I think there's a little bit of, shopper fatigue, knowing which one that they integrate, but I think they are all very excited at the prospect of many of these really helping them right size their workflow so that they can get back to patient care and it's not just this kind of paperwork shuffling.
Absolutely. Now, what are some of the trends that you're hearing about in the health hallways?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've noticed this year prior to last year is a lot of the conversations were really focused on the employer population. A lot of the technologies were to help the employer population. This one seems to be shifted more to direct to patient engagement tools. I think I have seen just a lot more on the remote patient monitoring side, and I think that's very exciting, and that's something we're also thinking about. However, I think we're also making sure that these things aren't disintermediating care, that there's still a way for physicians to be able to leverage the great benefit of the information that's coming from a lot of these tools, and making sure that we're not creating these kind of pockets of information and blind spots, and really try to find ways to work together. So, I would say that's the biggest one for me is, just this sense that that employers are maybe no longer the target, or maybe they have innovation fatigue. I'm not sure what it is, but it was a very different sense from this year to last.
Fascinating. And as a lot of these healthcare technology companies are trying to reach your members, what recommendations do you have to give to them? Like, what are the best practices for them to reach the people that you serve and that you bring together?
Yeah, and I mean, this is something that we're struggling with internally, and we're really excited. We're going to be looking to launch a primary care innovation network where we're trying to bring kind of that clinical perspective and the technology community together so that we can get onto the front end of design, that it doesn't become something that happens to a physician, but it's something that actually solves the problem. Because I think this is one of the smartest expo halls probably in the world. I mean, there are amazing innovators here, and sometimes not having a deep understanding of the problems that they're trying to solve can really amount to a really elegant solution in search of a problem. So we're trying to figure out how do we bring those two together and make sure that our members are interested, capable, ready, and know how to evaluate these things and implement them into practice. So that's I don't know if that answers your question,
Absolutely,
but I think
does. It's amazing. No, and I totally agree with you. And while my listeners love to hear about trends in the space, which you have been awesome, so thank you so much. We also love to learn about what drives and motivates leaders like yourself. If you could give your younger self a piece of advice, you're getting into your career world, trying to in healthcare, what would you tell her?
Yeah, I would say to be agile and be open. I think companies evolve and iterate, and what you knew about a company 10 years ago is not the same today. I think people are being more responsive to the consumer market, and whether we like it or not, healthcare is turning into a consumer experience. And so I think we have to approach that experience similarly. It's not this paternalistic, doctor tells patient what to do. I mean, there's more of a partnership model. And so I think being open to what are the tools that enable me to accomplish my goals, whatever that may be, is probably a better approach and leaves you open-minded to learning new things.
Absolutely love it. So how can my listeners find you online?
Well, let's see, I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm with the American Academy of Family Physicians. I try to be available and accessible and open to conversations. I think that's what I love about my job, is really learning from others. And I think there are players in this space that you wouldn't anticipate being in a position to drive such important conversations. And so, look for me. I'm always open to chat.
Love it. Thanks for spilling the tea with me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.